The 1988 film Eight Men Out depicts the 1919 World Series in which one of the largest scandals in sports history occurred. The movie details the events of the controversial conspiracy in which members of the Chicago White Sox intentionally threw the games for money from gamblers. The scandal became known as the Black Sox Scandal. The World Series in 1919 was the matchup of the heavily favored Chicago White Sox and the Cincinnati Reds. This was a best-of-9 game series. The Cincinnati Reds would come out victorious, winning the series 5-3. The Reds won games 1, 2, 4, 5, and 8, while the Sox took games 3, 6, and 7. Several members of the White Sox were approached by big-money gamblers and offered large sums of money to throw the games. Because the owner of the White Sox, Charles Kaminsky, underpaid many of his players, they took it upon themselves to go through with the deal. Pitcher Eddie Seacott signaled that the fix was on by hitting the first batter in Game 1. Throughout the movie, several details are inconsistent with the actual event. Some were just timeline errors to add drama, others were differences in facts. One of the first inconsistencies in this movie is that Eddie Collins bats right-handed, but in real life, he batted left-handed. In the film, Risberg makes an error at shortstop in the first game. In the real first game, the only error that occurred was committed by Chick Gandil. During the first game, the scoreboard is shown in the bottom of the fourth inning with the score being Reds 1, White Sox 0. The actual box score shows that the Reds scored 1 run in the bottom of the first inning, and the White Sox scored 1 run in the top of the second inning. The score should have been tied 1-1 at the bottom of the fourth. At one point, there is a scene where the live coverage of the game was being announced. The announcer says Redlegs instead of Reds. This is inaccurate because Cincinnati was not called the Redlegs until 1944.
Redlegs 9, White Sox 1.
Dickie Kerr, who pitched Game 3 of the World Series, is seen throwing right-handed in the movie. In actuality, he was a left-handed pitcher. Some players are seen with their forefingers sticking out of their gloves throughout the movie. This was not a practice until the 1950s. Before the game, Dickie Kerr tells Kid Gleason that the first ball game he ever went to was the one which Gleason pitched the no-hitter to beat Cy Young. The real Kid Gleason never threw a no-hitter.
First big league game I ever went to. Kid Gleason beat the Indians with a no-hitter.
During the trial, Buck Weaver exclaims that he batted .327 in the series. He actually only batted .324.
Wait a minute now, what if they don't call me? They say that. Your Honor, I want a separate trial. The fact that I never took a penny hasn't been brought up once. I hit .327 in the series. I didn't make an error. I'm being charged for a conspiracy. I didn't have nothing to do with it.
In the end, 8 of the White Sox players were put on trial. During the trial, all 8 confessions mysteriously disappeared, giving no proof of the fix. All were acquitted on all accounts and charges. Even though they got away free, they were later banned from baseball for the rest of their lives, including Joe Jackson.
Jefferson Jackson, Arnold Gandil, Charles Risberg, Oscar Felch, Claude Williams, and George Weaver are hereby accused of conspiracy to commit a confidence game.
The issue concerning Joe Jackson is still disputed today. It is still unclear of his partaking in the scandal. His stats and gameplay during the series would deny the fact that he was a part of the fix, but others claim he still took the cash.